What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another episode of Respect the Game podcast. My name is Edward, named after a trilogy, that being my pops. Shout out to my mama for helping make that decision. Shout out to my granny too for helping raise a player. Please follow at Emax Stats for all your up-to-date high school, collegiate, and pro sports coverage. And we're going to keep the interviews or the introductions going. I don't know if you're listening to this by way of radio or through audio as opposed to on YouTube. But if you are listening to this via audio, just know with the introductions, we have a very, very, very special person to introduce coming up. So keep your ears tuned in. What is the podcast without your brothers? We back.
Hey man, Shine Hard is charismatic hood, excellence at its finest. That's Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, Cash App, you name it. Let's go.
Yo, it is the one and only Black Peace, the host of Talkin Smoke, the host with the most that blows the most smoke. I can be heard in over 15 countries according to Spotify. Be sure to check me out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere you get your dope ass podcast from, man. Over 100 episodes. Let's get it.
Hold on. Go back and say it slow, bro. Just so they really know it's true. Say it slow, so they really know you talk smoke.
What? The host with the most that blows the most smoke, the rap plug.
No. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the over 100 episodes in 21 countries. Those are your spins. I've seen it. I forgot to mention it, but you mentioned it, which is better. Talkin Smoke podcast, over 100 episodes, complete body of work. You've been killing it all throughout the year. And you are listened to in 21 countries. You're international. You're global, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely checked up on the wrap up, and it was looking pretty lovely, man. I was very satisfied. I was wondering why I was exhausted at a certain point. I was like, man, dog, why do I feel just so tired? Like, bro, you put over 100 episodes, and you promote the hell out of it when you was putting them episodes out there, and you still are to this day. So a little fatigue is going to be done. But like I said, the hard work is definitely been shown. Definitely got an episode with the up-and-coming fashion artist / model, Kari Bernard. Be sure to go check that out. And plenty a lot of content, man. Got a couple of interviews with some rappers, up-and-coming rappers from Houston, New Jersey. More interviews to come. 2022, you already know, man. And I'm gonna definitely give it to the man. No introduction needed. Go.
Good afternoon, beautiful people. It is I have returned for one and only Tenacious Xavier Miles. And on behalf of me and my brothers, I just like to say thank you so much for continuing to rock with us. Thank you so much continuing to lend us an ear and to watch us just do us. We really appreciate it. Take it away, my boy.
Yes, man. Obviously, when Sedacious wasn't here, we would always say we're not at full strength right now. We're still not at full strength because our boy Coach Johnson isn't on the pod yet, but he will be in shortly as the show progresses. So shout out to Coach Johnson, our brother. Follow him at Quaz the Motor. Predominantly on Twitter, that's where he get all his social media activity in. So feel free, holler at him, pick his brain, harass him. Pretty sure he likes indulging in those types of conversations with people who disagree with him. So our brother, Live the rapper, Sedacious, Miles, Xavier.
Right.
You back.
Javier.
You back. Javier, thank you, Isaac. Javier. You back, dog. So while you was gone, we really honestly only put out one episode. Probably maybe two. We probably put out 2 episodes since you've been gone. So it's not like the entire audience, our entire fan base kind of noticed that you were missing because we only put out 2 episodes, 2 or 3 since you was gone. And I know a couple of those you called in on. Didn't really put your business out there in the street. We wanted to leave that up for you to explain to the people if you so choose to. But for all the fans we've all been trying to do our best sedacious introduction impersonation since you've been gone. But yeah, where you been at, bro? For the people who don't know, because obviously, where you been at, boy? Where you been at?
Man, I had to go get them people my time. I had to go get them people their time, man. I had to sit down for some probation violation. And so, you know, it looked like a wilderness.
From 7 years ago.
From 7 years ago, yeah. Yeah, I finally had to get that dealt with. My driver's license had come up for expiration on my birthday, which is December the 26th. So October, when I turned myself in, would have been the last little window, little time frame for me to do my time and then be out to be able to renew my license, but more importantly, get my life back and, you know, be able to be in my kids' lives and not be taken away and be able to, you know, just go all out with life, you know, travel, you know, meet friends, you know, just, you know, go places with my girls, you know, just gotta feel free and not have that cloud over you no more. So I had to get it done, man. I had to get it done. I won't lie, you know, jail has totally changed me. Even though I was a short timer, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, having to adapt to that lifestyle. And then now coming back out being free, you know what I'm saying? I never knew that it was a such thing as, you know, having to readapt. So I'm kind of going through that right now, which is no biggie, you know what I'm saying? I'll get back into the swing of things pretty soon. You know, so I'm just taking it slow, man, not trying to overwhelm myself. But the one thing I do want to say, you know, anybody out there who's struggling, knowing that it's something that they need to take care of, to, you know, kind of get their life back on the path, you know, somewhat of a path to where, you know, you get to decide the decisions in your life, you know, you get to grab your life by the balls and not be pushed around. If it's something that yeah, pause, big pauses. But hey, if it's something that you need to get done, man, you need to get that shit done. Like, don't be a pussy. Don't be a bitch. Just, you know, get it done. And that's what I had to do. You know, it looked like a wilderness, but once you go into the wilderness and you can see the Lord taking care of you, you can see His hand on you. You know, it's not gonna look like a wilderness to you. You know, it's gonna look like a place of worship. You know, things of that nature. So the Lord is gonna take care of you. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying, you gotta nut up or shut up.
Yeah, man. I was looking at your situation when you was behind the wall in jail, and kind of just once you obviously we had been talking and damn, bro, I gotta do this, so on and so forth. You just feeling in your spirit, you know, talking to God like, all right, like just get this out the way, like to get to where you're trying to get to. This is the process that you got to go through to have that freedom, so on and so forth. And I kind of just looked at it as, you know, unfortunately, but at the same time, having to just do what you got to do. You got to go through the fire, right? And so when you talk about fire, I just think about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Right. You know, they had to go through the fire, but nonetheless, God was with them in that fire, which, you know, they came out like, oh, it's go time, you know what I'm saying? So, like you said, those people out there, you got to do what you got to do. Whatever fire you may have to be fearful of going through, God will stand in that fire with you to see through it, that you come out, you know, unscathed. So, yeah. Funny thing, I don't know if this is by coincidence. I hardly ever check the mail. Well, I do, but once every, you know, once a month, maybe, if that, right? So I don't know if this is coincidence.
See that CTC.
But this happened to be in the mail today when I checked it, and I was just like, wow, what perfect content to bring on your day back on the podcast at the serve of your time. So I don't know what it says. I'm pretty sure it's that bill. And I will always talk about this to the end of time, how I remember when you sent me the text, but we're going to say this. I'm like, I can holler at my boy, da, 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 da. And so I'm like, I know it's kind of on like 20 cent, 25 cent here, whatever, base. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, all right, shit, man, I don't really know how it's gonna work, but like I like do a little try run, see if it worked efficiently, because I got somebody else behind the wall. It's just like I feel like I'd be wasting the change that I'm spending, because it like I don't get no type of reply back through like Securus and so on and so forth. And so tried to do the 5. They was just like, nah, we're gonna need to let that go. I'm like, man, y'all won't take the 5? So I was just like, all right, man. I put the 10. I'm like, all right, 10. That'll be a nice little stretch for us to be able to text back and forth. I put $10 down, and I'd be down if only $3.35 actually went to actually being able to message you back and forth. I said, we need to change. I was like, we need to change this justice system immediately.
Text is hard, bro.
I was just like, what am I supposed to talk to him with? I can't talk to him with 3 cents, Lord.
I can't get jiggy with this.
That was me.
That paper, you might be able to use it on your taxes, bro. Might be a tax write-off, bro.
Maybe so, man. That was a head scratcher.
The commissary and everything. They tax for everything, bro.
Yeah, man. I gave it $10 thinking I was gonna be good for a nice little minute, and I was like, okay, well, thank you.
Sir.
Only $3 of this is going to be able to go to you being able to message your brother back and forth. And I'm like, so
Meek Mill, like criminal reform.
True that. I feel like had I paid more, I would have still been taxed even more, which is crazy.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're right.
City Telecoin, y'all need to get this together, but I understand that's the hustle with jailing system. But it was just fun joke that this actually happened to come through the mail today, the day of the podcast, and was coming back. But
anybody will tell you, bro, the whole system is about money.
Oh, for sure, 1,010%. Of course. Yeah, man. If I got one more close person to me that's behind the wall, and they got a nice little stretch that they gotta handle before they can come home, and so I'm waiting on that day down the road. But other than that person, man, you being behind that wall, if it ain't never been the truest form of free my nigga till I see my nigga, man. so happy to have you back on the pod, my brother. Indeed. And I could be wrong, but I want to say my student percentage of answer phone calls is about 100%.
Oh yeah.
So,
then I can say about some niggas, but we ain't gonna go there.
I felt like
the bills sometimes be rough.
I'm just joking.
And,
I know you know.
Nah, I really queued that up. Just segue. I really queued that up to segue. And so, legendary night. We doing a podcast. Stephen Curry has officially now become the all-time 3-point leading scorer in NBA history. 2,974 plus and counting 3-pointers made in Madison Square Garden tonight with the win. He takes the crown from Ray Allen, who had 2,973 3-pointers made. And before we get into the greatness of Stephen Curry, just to compare what he has done to be able to achieve this record, Ray Allen, 1,300 games in 20 seasons, 2,973 3-pointers made on 40% shooting from the three. And throughout his career, he averaged about 2 threes a game. Again, 1,300 games. And within 1,300 games, he was able to hit 2,973 3-pointers, that being Ray Allen. Steph Curry comes along with his greatness and hits 2,974 plus 3-pointers in 788 games, less than half of the games that it took Ray Allen. Stephen Curry is heading for 3,000. Stephen Curry, 43% 3-point shooter in his career, and he's only been in the league 13 seasons. And take account to this. he probably could have well been had the record, but obviously early in his career, he had the ankle injury where he didn't really play that much. And then the 2019-2020 season, he had an injury with a broken hand, and the Warriors wasn't that great, so he kind of set out for most of that year. So he could have been had the record a while ago, but just a true testament to Stephen Curry's greatness, his shooting ability. Again, Stephen Curry, in 788 games, he has claimed the all-time three-point shooting record with 2,974 plus threes and counting on 43% shooting from three in 13 seasons. And Steph is averaging around close to 4 threes a game in his NBA career. Fellas, and I'm going to go back. The guy is back. The guy is back on the podcast. We are praising him while he is on this podcast. I have said it before, and it is fitting to say it again. Sedacious Xavier / Javier Miles was playing with Stephen Curry on 2K before Stephen Curry was Stephen Curry. I've seen him do an abundance of damage growing up and in college to people who thought the Warriors were not going to be Nathaniel.
Nothing.
And the way Stephen, I promise you, the way Stephen Curry is playing now is how Sedacious was playing with Stephen Curry when Stephen Curry was out with ankle injuries. And even with the Splash Brothers, he was playing with the Splash Brothers before we knew the Splash Brothers to be what they are today. So, Sedacious, what did you see on just 2K alone? What did you see in a young Stephen Curry coming up until today with him claiming the all-time three-point shooting record?
I seen what we see today. I was like, okay, here's a guy who's finna take these 3-pointers and he finna get as many of these bitches as he can, and he finna take the league by storm. Like, I played with him like that because he played like that. He was small coming out. So all he would do is, get open, shoot that 3, and he rarely missed. When it was him and Monte Ellis, he rarely missed then. And then when him and Klay Thompson came together, I'm like, oh my God, this just is not fair, bro. It's not fair. And then that's all you needed for them to draft Draymond Green and a couple of pieces around them. And before you know it, they was going deep into the finals where they was giving it to Memphis. Pause. You know what I'm saying? When Memphis had OJ Mayo, Rudy Gay, Zach Randolph, they still gave it to them a little bit.
T.A., Tony Allen,
Right. So, man, I seen this a long time ago, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. And I really hated when everybody hopped on their jock because it made me not want to root for them. But now, everybody then kind of simmered on out. We're good now. I can be a Warriors fan again.
I remember dudes come over from the school or whatever. We be at the house chilling. And, oh, yeah, let's play 2K. And, like, dudes would ridicule you for picking the Warriors. Like, you picking the Warriors? And at that time, obviously, you got the Heat, the Big Three, and all of them, so everybody kind of want to run to the Big Three. And they like, you picking them? Yeah, you just smoking your blunt. Yeah. And I was just sit in the corner and just wait for it to happen. So they be like, look, y'all know that meme that's like a sheet of paper where somebody sit back just playing the game, and so niggas start off playing Sedacious like this.
And then next thing you know, he like this.
Hey, Isaac, by halftime.
What the fuck, bro? This don't gotta laugh at? Bro, you gotta be a
Isaac. Bro, exactly, Isaac.
Steph Curry just wet their ass up.
That's the good controller you got
sliders on, bro. This whole I love that.
I remember niggas asking me, who is this Curry nigga? I remember niggas specific, who is this Curry nigga? Like,
yeah, man, nah, bro. And we was talking, and I had jumped the gun talking about the Splash Brothers. And you lighting dudes up with Stephen Curry back when it was Monte Ellis, and that was a two-headed monster by itself before Klay came into the mix. So yeah, man, those were fun. Boy, I used to die in the corner watching boys just like crumble and could not understand why they were losing to the Warriors. And they had every suit. You had your big three, right, with the Heat, and then everybody. And then at that time, you know, Oklahoma City was a big team. You had KD, and Westbrook was unstoppable on 2K.
And niggas was still trying to use Paul George and Kevin Garnett and all that shit. None of that shit was happening.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And then when Monte Ellis went to the Bucks, I was killing niggas with the Bucks too, and they was like,
"It's over." Hey, Michael Reed. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Y'all know this Mike. What's that nigga name? I forgot his name, but he used to hit them threes like it was nobody's business, bro.
You talking about Michael Reed?
No,
Ilias
No. I don't want to get his name wrong.
Oh, okay. On the Bucks?
Yeah. He used to come off the bench, and I used to go top of the key. Dunleavy.
Yeah, Dunleavy. Mike Dunleavy.
Mike Dunleavy used to kill. Coming off that bench after Ilias Soviet and had his rounds. Brandon Jennings. They wasn't really
one of the things I wanted to add, and y'all can add and we close on Steph, is that I think Steph reaching this record, I think yes, it has a lot to do with his shooting ability, but I think it also goes into his IQ of the game to be able to just, I guess you could also say his dog mentality to just work and break somebody down on defense. Because I would probably argue a good portion of those is like off screen catch and shoot. Just wearing somebody down off the screen, running zigzag. And it's not easy to catch and shoot. I don't care what nobody. It's not easy to like stay in rhythm, have your footwork pattern just right, catch and shoot off the screen, off the dribble.
He really be he'll run for 20 seconds in the shot clock before he catch the ball and shoot.
That's what I'm saying, though. Like, wear somebody down. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I think him accomplishing this record is as great of a testament it is to his shooting. I think it is also because of his IQ and understanding when and where, and salute. You got to give praise to Mark Jackson for instilling in him that confidence and that ability and putting him in that position before obviously they shook it up and gave the reins to Steve Kerr. But yeah, man, I have a high amount of respect for Stephen Curry because of his shooting ability opens up the floodgates for not only his team but his game. He can shoot off the dribble. You scared for him to go past you. You can step back. Okay, you want to try to deny me the ball? I'm gonna run around for 20. So you think about those legendary 3-point shots. I don't believe it was a playoff game. I think it was a regular season game. But when he came, walked down, shot that move from like 40 feet as soon as he crossed half court against OKC and beat them when they had KD and Westbrook on the same team, that three. Then the three when he was against, I believe it was a playoff series against the Pelicans where he shoots three over Anthony Davis with his eyes closed in the corner. So yeah, man. Salute to Stephen Curry. Phenomenal.
Steph has it in his DNA, man. Steph has it in his DNA. He's been doing it since he was like 8, 9 years old. I think his ancestors of the Curry family were arch masters or something, because they have video of this man hitting half court shots, doing the exact same thing he does to this day, as a pro when he was like a child. And it's at this point where it's just like, it's the DNA. It's like his brother got a taste of the DNA, but he has the fuel, pure, hard work, never took it a joke at all, DNA in him to be the best shooter. Now, I do say that it sucks that he came in and just broke every record and was able to do what he was able to do and just win over that confidence from his coach. Because I feel it's a little bit unfair to the past players, but at the end of the day, man, I look back and I've just been pondering, like, will they be able to touch this man's record either way? Even if the coach said, go ahead, you got the green light. I look back and especially off of the stats and the attributes you point out with Steph, it's like, yeah, they ain't touching this nigga, man. Like, he's gonna be great regardless. They can tell Larry, they can tell Ray Allen, they can tell everybody, let off. they're not gonna touch this man's record. So salute to Steph, man.
Triple salute. So we're gonna hold off on the Chiefs. I know Coach Johnson intended to be. So we're gonna hold off on the Chiefs. We're not gonna let him run away from that shine hard.
Sure.
Meg Thee Stallion and J.R. Smith. We can start with Meg Thee Stallion. Meg Thee Stallion out of Houston. She has graduated HBCU, both HBCU stories with Meg Thee Stallion and J.R. Smith. Meg Thee Stallion out of Houston. We all know her as the hip hop artist. She has graduated from Texas Southern University. I think that should be highly praised, highly commended. I know we got Kanye West as a college dropout. We got J. Cole, who went to college, went to NC State. Who are some other rappers out there? College.
Lil Wayne was good.
Lil Wayne, U of H. But yeah, I don't think I could be overlooking somebody. If I am, forgive me, correct me. I don't think we see it as 2 Chainz, Alabama State.
Rick Ross.
T-Pain, FAMU.
I think Lil Yachty went to a HBCU as well. I think he went.
What? I'm gonna look at it.
I think he might have went to Alabama State with like Chainz did. Don't quote me on that.
Yep. Alabama State, 2015.
Let's go.
Wow, Lil Yachty went to Pebblebrook High School. Wow, that's crazy. Didn't know that. Fun fact.
Well, if y'all want to know where our host lives, y'all know he lives right by
No, man, but salute to Meg. I know she gonna get praised for the Hot Girl Summer and all the stuff that she rap about and breaking the dude down and making him spend the cash, But regardless of that ass, she got class. And I think that shows in her.
She do got a lot of that ass.
But no, man. I don't feel like it's been a big deal in the mainstream, and I could be wrong, but I just feel like I don't know. I have sometimes felt some type of way about Meg Thee Stallion's, not her lyricism or whether or not she can rap, just the content, because I just feel like it's so much more than the find me a boy toy, I'm gonna break dudes, that Trina type vibe. And I think her accomplishing.
I like how you thought about the origins.
and I think her graduating from college is just another stepping stone to say it's more to Meg's life and a more behind the curtain of just her inner thoughts and what she's got and she's building. I may be probably getting the correct or specific name wrong, but I know in addition to her graduating from Texas Southern University, she has also or is in the process of building a home or like a facility, a help facility for older people. And she's also hiring people from Texas Southern University to be able to work it as well. I think that is 1000% commendable and should just be talked about. Like everybody's gonna like praise her and have her on this and that and the boy shorts and all that and the Daisy Dukes and all of that. I think that should like equally be praised and be put on a pedestal in addition to all the hot girl summers going on. Let's promote Meg in that light as well and not just making her the poster or the centerfold, if you will, of hot girl summer. But just, being an educated young Black woman out here who could have easily said, hey, I got my M's, I'm done graduate. I got my M's, I'm rapping, forget school, but to stay committed to that. Giving you your flowers while you can smell them, Meg.
I like the message that he sends. The message that says that, yeah, you see this side of me, but there's also a side of me that cares about my intellect, that cares about me being a lifelong learner, that cares about me putting myself as the head and not the tail.
Speak, Black man.
It's
I mean, at the end,
go ahead,
at
bro.
the end of the day, bro, you gotta look at it too, though. At the end of the day, though, man, that's what a lot of artists do. They do that shit on purpose. They have to keep their financials in order. So at the end of the day, they're going to promote themselves in a certain light to get their fans up and get their revenues up and make sure that's consistent. But at the same time, though, they're not going to worry too much on being the spotlight on their actual actions, because at the end of the day, they don't want the clout for it. Nobody technically wants clout for doing the right thing. You rather know in your heart you're doing the right thing. Kodak Black, Rick Ross, several artists out there that do that. You know what I'm saying? That they have their hands everywhere, you know, providing opportunities for, you know, jobs in the, you know, lower communities and so on and so forth. And they, you know, they choose not to brag about it and boast about it, because at the end of the day, it's not what it's about. It's about that actual impact it's doing, you know, on the actual low surface rather than the public eye. You know, people gonna always have their opinions about you. Shout out to Cuddy. You know, they're gonna judge you regardless. But at the end of the day, man, it's, you know, it's all about, you know, your own integrity. You know what I'm saying? Like doing things without necessarily getting the recognition is what I commend these certain artists for doing. So, you know, honestly, me knowing it is cool, but at the end of the day, like, I think the artist shouldn't care about necessarily like the image of how much stuff they're doing in the community. If it's being done in the community gonna speak, the streets gonna speak. It's, you know, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal, in my opinion. Like, move silent in those good works to where, like, people gonna talk their shit regardless. Like, you could say you built 100 hospitals, you know what I'm saying, but they still gonna poke. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna keep my good deeds to myself and to people that care. And at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna try to boost it around. So I think that's like a on purpose thing. I've seen, you know, because when you see these artists sit down in interviews, they'll quickly tell you, yeah, man, I got my hands here, I got my hands there. You know what I'm saying? I provided this, but at the end of the day, they're not gonna rap about it. They're not gonna promote it because it's not sellable. Nobody wanna hear that unless you just that.
Nobody want to hear you uplifting the community, nigga. Doing all this good shit for people and all
technically
this
they don't.
Great Samaritan shit, nigga. What a hoe is you breaking? What a bitch ass niggas you talk about this fucking up your block on the, but nah, Mike Epps said it best back in the critically acclaimed movie, in the Friday series. It's not your booty, it's your beauty. And I think in this case, the beauty is within the brains. And Megan is just showing that she's multifaceted and she has the ability to, you know, articulate herself in the world and realm of academia, and, you know, be able to hold her own and show, hey, you know, though I have this fame and fortune, you know, I'm still dedicated to, you know, like Javier Miles, you know, once stated, you know, I'm dedicated to being a lifelong learner. And, you know, what better way to do that than, you know, get a BS at a HBCU and for the world to see. So, you know, hopefully that can be a trickle down effect of, hey, if Meg graduated from college, why can't I? You know, hopefully that becomes a consistent trend that we see, you know, throughout, you know, the generations to come. So shout out to Meg.
Yes, man. And one last thing to confirm it. She received her degree in health administration, and the facility I was talking about will be a assisted living homes that she's planning to create within the city of Houston. And like I said, employ people from her college and also create other jobs for people within the surrounding community. So again, salute to you, Meg. And talking about creating that narrative to not have to either use like Biggie, either you gotta sell rock, so you got a wicked jump shot. But yeah, so J.R. Smith, 2004 NBA draft pick, went straight to high school. Went straight to high school. Went straight to the NBA out of high school, and had a very lengthy NBA career. It's like 15 plus seasons for JR. 15 plus seasons for JR. He hasn't been in the NBA since the 2020 season when he won the NBA championship with the Los Angeles Lakers and the NBA bubble. Since then, J.R. Smith has went to college himself, another HBCU, North Carolina A&T. Went there, started this first semester. Obviously, he was in headlines earlier because he became a part of the golf team, which made him a student athlete, not just actually going back to school, but he also is a student athlete playing for the Aggies golf team. And as getting closer to Christmas, the first semester is wrapping up. J.R. Smith, man, triple salute again. Got a 4.0 his first semester in college. Going back to college for the very first time. He never took any tiptoe classes or online classes here and there. Going back to college, well, not going back. He went to college for the first time this year and got a 4.0 in his first semester. I think that is a tremendous feat. And you talk about, again, being able to say, I got the M's. What do I need school for? I had a long NBA career. I'm assuming he don't need for nothing in terms of finances. Why go back to school? He did that. Like I said, also playing golf and now being a tremendous student athlete and having a 4.0 his first semester in college. I think that's a real big deal that should definitely be praised and saluted. Yeah, he's sir.
And I think he just decided to be the example. And it would have been easy to retire and just, get fat. But, he decided he wanted to advance his life, and advance his life after basketball. So what better way than to go gain some more knowledge? And then look, you get to still be a student athlete. You know what I mean? So it works out both ways. All you have to do is put that little bit of work and that little bit of faith together, and everything else will just fall into place for you.
Yeah, man. I think that it's a lot to be said with rest in peace to Kobe Bean Bryant, with the second life after basketball, man. And a lot of athletes you're seeing become very active in the realm of, other areas of life post, their athletic career. And, though it's, him, going after, the collegiate avenue of everything and him, pursuing a higher level of education, still his second act in life nonetheless. So I think Kobe's influence is still reigning supreme there. Not to say that Kobe was a driving force in JR's life, saying, hey, if, Kobe took, life by the balls, like, Javier said earlier, and decided to, hey, go for the gusto and, get an Oscar after winning championships in the NBA. I just think it instilled like that level of confidence, like saying, hey, my best time of my life doesn't have to be on the court, right? That doesn't have to be the highlight of my life. I can still be something even, post basketball. So I think it's a lot of Mamba influence, even subtle, if it's still prevalent, still there, nonetheless, still influence.
No, for sure, Isaac. It was, I don't know if it was a stretch, it was like a week, it was like a pocket where Kobe was doing these random pop-ups in like different business classes at different colleges while he was, I want to say during his farewell tour, I could be wrong about that. But it was a nice little period of time where seeing Kobe popping up here and there in different classrooms. And he's not trying to teach or talk or motivate. He's literally sitting in the back of the class just trying to learn whatever information he could. So yeah, man. Don't think we're going to get him tonight, which is highly unfortunate. But how about those Chiefs? Ironheart is a...
Hey, man. Classic case of they are who the fuck we thought they were. And I can't even keep that energy, man, because our boy ain't on, but...
All right, hold on. I'm gonna try to be him for you. All right, go. I'm gonna try to say what I think he would probably end up saying. Go. All right.
But try hard. What I said was... Nah, seriously.
No,
though,
matter of fact,
man,
hold on, no. Oh, you can finish because I actually talked to him. The reason I said he was supposed to be on because he was telling me that he was going to be running late, and we started talking about the Chiefs. So I'll give what he was telling me, and you can reply to it. So I'll be the liaison. All right, you can go.
Nah, man. I don't know if people, still watch TV, but if you guys had your TVs locked and loaded this past Sunday, you saw the Chiefs absolutely break their foot off in the Raiders' ass from literally start to finish. It was literally embarrassing. At one point, it was 35-0, and it was the first half. And this more so looks like the Chiefs team that we come to know and love. Melvin Ingram has made a huge difference within that defense. It has completely freed up Chandler Jones to receive one-on-ones. And I like Chris Jones, excuse me. It has freed Chris Jones to receive one-on-one. And I like Chris Jones one-on-one against pretty much anybody in the league. And that defense, you see it now, is flying around. It has a pass rush. Flank Clark has come alive. Like I said, Chris Jones has come alive. And then, like I said, Melvin Ingram, the edge rusher that came over from the Chargers in free agency, has made a huge difference. Tyrann Mathieu had 2 fumble recoveries on Sunday. Again, just being a ball hawk and being around the football, making plays. Man, this Chiefs team is rounding into form, right? Around this time of year, December, you find out who you really are, right? In the NFL, that's like the money month. You kind of find out the personality and who exactly who you are and who not necessarily who you think you are. Everybody's dealing with injuries around this time of the year, and man, the Chiefs they look primed to make another run, man. It's looking scary again. And shout out to Josh Gordon, man, the Houston native, man, with a few catches in that game. And with, I believe, a touchdown in that game as well. So, shout out my boy JG, man.
All right, so to be Coach Johnson for the time being. So since they lost against the Titans 27-3 on October 24th, they had ran off a 6-0 run, 6-0. Beat the Giants 2017. Chiefs, they beat the Giants 2017. The Packers 13-7. I don't believe A-Rod played in that game.
Oh,
beat the Raiders 41-14. Beat the Cowboys 19-9. Beat the Broncos 22-9. Beat the Chiefs 48-9. So
you mean the Raiders 48-9 again?
The Raiders, thank you. Yeah, beat the Raiders 48-9. So talking to Coach Johnson. Brett Veach did what I was saying. You need to get some guys on defense. That sounds like Coach Johnson, right? He did what Christian was saying.
You did say they needed pieces on defense, but what we did know about the defense, right?
Well, Christian felt that they needed pieces because he started off the season. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I'm just playing into it. I know exactly what you're trying to do, but
yeah.
What made the Chiefs great the year that they won the Super Bowl was that defense had the ability to be situationally great. And yesterday, yeah, right. It's the old adage in defense: we bend, but we don't break. Right? You may drive the field, right? You may make an impressive stretch down the football field, but we start getting closer to that red zone. We're not gonna give up that many points, right? We gonna force field goals, and we gonna force y'all to, make tough third down conversions, man. And with that pass rush that they have now, and then they've always had the ability to cover on the back end, minus Sorensen. But everybody else has been, pretty solid on the back end in regards to coverage. You're looking at a perfect mesh, right? Because if you can get pressure, with your front four, it allows that back end to kind of run free and allows for them to be a bit more riverboat gambler in the terms of, making plays on the ball in air. So, and then, Patrick Mahomes is going to be Patrick Mahomes in that offense. And the scary part about it is that offense hasn't even gotten rolling yet. They made a lot of special teams plays Sunday and a lot of defensive plays that resulted into points. So that offense hasn't even really rounded into form just yet, which is even scarier. So, yeah, man, the Chiefs look prime. They look prime to be who I thought they were.
So he still believes that the Chiefs offensively are struggling outside of Patrick Mahomes still being Patrick Mahomes. He's still under the belief that they're struggling. Obviously, his overall statement was the Chiefs will struggle to get to 10 wins. They're at 9 wins right now, and they will not and they will not make the playoffs. Coach Johnson is set on dying on the hill that, hey, right now they're only at 9 games, and they currently have the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers. I lied. They have the Chargers, the Steelers, the Bengals, and the Broncos as their final 4 games of the season. And he is in whatever belief, which he's entitled to believing that they could possibly some way, somehow go 0-4 and still not be a 10-win team this season. He thinks the Chargers are going to beat them this upcoming Thursday. I don't think the Chiefs are going to – I don't think the Steelers are going to beat them. I don't think the Broncos are going to beat them. I think them going up against the Bengals will be a really close game potentially. But if you would – I believe if he was here right now, he would say, hey, I am not wrong yet because the Chiefs have not yet reached 10 wins.
This nigga like Frank Lucas. He has a product and he gonna stand on it.
Yeah, that's typical coach, man. So when they do get to 10, right, I'll be there. You know, I don't have too much to say about that, man. That's just Coach Johnson being Coach Johnson. But when he is wrong, and he will be on both sides, because they will get the 10 wins and they will make the playoffs. I guarantee it. Guaranteed. Ain't no way they drop in these last 4 games. They're gonna win at least, mark my words, they're gonna win at least 3 of those. They may drop a game to the Bengals, maybe. But I don't even see, because the Chargers, I feel like that'll be a high-powered game offensively, but I think the Chargers will be who we think they are, and they'll do some Charger-like things, and they'll find a way to kind of fumble it in the end. And, you know, Patrick Mahomes is going to be money when you need him to be. Throughout his whole career, he hasn't shown me anything less. Every time he's gotten the playoffs, he's got me at least to the AFC Championship game. I can't get mad at that.
So the AFC is very, very unique, right? It almost looks like the Western Conference and the NBA. You got the Patriots, number 1 seed currently, 9-4. Titans, 9-4. Chiefs, 9-4. Ravens, 8-5. Chargers, 8-5. Colts, 7-6. Bills, 7-6. And on the bubble, you have Browns, 7-6. On the bubble, you have the Browns, Bengals, and Broncos all at 7-6. Now you got the Steelers at 6-6 with 1 tie, and the Raiders at 6-7, and Dolphins at 7. Who do y'all see getting that first round bye out of the AFC? Who do you think pulls through and gets that first round bye?
I think it's the Chiefs. Not the Chiefs, the Browns.
You think the Browns still alive?
The Browns is knocking on the door of not getting in the playoffs, brother. I don't know if you seen your boy Shake and Bake lately. He ain't been shaking and baking.
Who you said was on the bubble? What 3 teams you said?
The 3 teams on the bubble are the Browns, Bengals, and Broncos, all at 7-6. And you have the Steelers who are 6-6 with 1 tie, and the Raiders at 6-7, and the Dolphins at 6-7.
Who win in that division? Pittsburgh?
Hell no.
Who is?
Baltimore is.
Yeah, Baltimore.
Oh, I'm tripping.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs, bro.
Jeez, okay.
Or the Patriots.
Yeah.
New
I
England.
just don't trust the Patriots with a rookie quarterback at the helm. I think even with the superb coaching of Bill Belichick and with Mac Jones not being careless with the football, I still think, he's a rookie. He's not. I don't think he's ready to take that leap yet. People talk about, the Patriots could go to the Super Bowl. Let's chill on that. Like let's really pump the brakes on that. They'll make the playoffs for sure, but the Super Bowl, no. I don't have
nobody ready to stop him at this point.
I would definitely
like off rip, definitely gonna whoop their ass.
Chiefs would definitely whoop the Patriots' ass in the playoffs.
I don't know. They may get out coached, not out talented, but out coached. That's what I mean. Like talent, they got the talent. I think
Patrick Mahomes will end up out Patricking Mahomes somebody. I think he'll end up having one of them type of stretches to where it's like, damn, that's fucking Patrick Mahomes. Like, how did I forget this?
Not Brady, but could Belichick really slow down Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs?
Pause.
I haven't seen nobody do it yet.
Yeah, man. This is off topic, and I don't know if you even care to elaborate or indulge in the conversations today, but what is your take on obviously you've been on this hill, consistently on this hill of old Josh Allen. What is your take? He's back.
The Bills don't cover the spreads. The Bills never cover the spread. Vegas has had the Bills beating teams by 14 and 15 points, and they either don't make the spread or they barely make the spread. That team is not. Y'all see it? Y'all see it right now? The Patriots is on their ass. I said it. I try to tell y'all. Josh Allen, he all right.
But he's not that dude. He's not a dude.
He's not elite. And you know what? I even have to say this. Dak Prescott is starting to show, well, he kind of like middle of the pack as well. So
go there, right? So y'all start off red hot. Y'all struggle. Yeah, because get a people. I want to pull up their record real quick, but give the people some inside info on what it's like to be a Cowboys fan currently.
Well, first of all, Zeke is seeming like a big waste of money right now. But if you let me tell it, nobody can run the football in the league right now. I mean, it's like nobody's trying to let the run game develop for nobody. So
what you mean?
Bro, I've been just lately as I've been watching football games, it's just like, if you're gonna run the ball on us, it's because your O-lineman's technique is really better than our defensive line. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, D-lines have been wrecking games for running backs, pretty much. Unless you
you saying can't nobody run the ball on the Cowboys?
No, period. Nobody's letting nobody run the ball on anybody.
Minus the Bills, but against the Patriots.
Yeah, minus the Patriots. You know what I'm saying? And Leonard Fournette. You know what I mean? Other than that, I ain't been seeing, Derrick Henry been hurt. And the league has been preparing for Derrick Henry. And so I ain't been seeing nobody be able to run the ball in the league. So saying all that to say, man, Dak Prescott has got to go back to being a triple threat. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to kill with your legs and your arm. And I don't know, I guess it's the ankle or something, but it's just like, you should step up a little faster than that, and you should evade the pocket a little faster than that. But he'll take a sack, and it's like, bro, we're gonna need you to stop taking sacks because that's knocking us out of field goal range. You know, it's putting us in bad field positions, and it's like I think that ankle kind of took a little weight, you know, from his attributes.
Traumatic experience, bro. Traumatic experience to do that to you.
Yeah.
Ask D Rose.
I mean, you could say ask D Rose, Darnell, but I trust him to know his own self and his own body. D Rose, at this point in his career, considers himself a better and smarter player.
I mean, that's just the longest, that is the most harshest, you know, example. But at the end of the day, like the way it happened was off of him scrambling, and I think he had to reevaluate like how critical is his scrambling compared to his career. So that's what I kind of say. That's why I kind of put that in as like not even like the comparison of what he did to get the injury, but just the traumatics of the injury and like the way he's even looking at it. It's like, you know what? I scrambled and I fucked my shit up, and I think someone badly even touched me. Like that was the play, right? He slid and like someone badly touched him, and he kind of like his cleat got caught on the turf and it went left field, and it was a freak accident technically. So it's just like, bro, I'm sorry, but the freak accidents and shit like that, and what he did is like that kind of immobilized him. Like, and I can't blame him. Like, bro, he hit his foot on the turf. He thought it was a game. Like it fucked his head up a little bit.
Now you're trying to do this watered down Tom Brady shit, and I do not like it, though. I do not like it. It's like, bro, Tom Brady know he reads his clock. You know what I'm saying? He counts. You can tell Tom Brady not gonna hold the ball that long because he don't like being put on the ground. He hates being put on the ground. So he makes sure he reads your defense to know what two options that he has. So if he read this way, read that way, his second read is pretty much gonna be where he going if you take away his first read.
But Dak Prescott, he's going to hold that ball a little longer just due to the fact that he has considerably more athleticism than Tom Brady. So even after that ankle injury, but you can definitely see his confidence isn't fully there all the way. And they really say after an injury like that, you don't really be your normal self until really like you like a year plus removed. So hopefully he can come back next year and be the spry, you know, that we knew. But
for some miraculous way, Cowboy players always get a next year, and I do not be feeling that shit at all, bro. You know what I mean? But
yeah, you don't want to let the nigga body heal. I know,
I'm not saying every year y'all say y'all want
Super Bowl.
I'm not saying what you're saying is invalid, but it was just like last year. It was like, all right, he got his money. Now let's see if he's the real deal now. And it's like, all right, he's 1 year removed from the ankle injury. Let's see if he's really the kid. And it's like, nah, man, we did that shit with Tony Romo. Just cut our losses. So let's just move on.
So are you ready to move on from Dak Prescott? You think he's washed now?
No, not at all. It's just he's not. He ain't Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think he's elite?
Like, no, not pocket passing elite. No. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has his little flashes where he'll sit back and he'll pick a defense apart sometimes. But I feel like that shit only come out of him in hurry up situations. It's like, why you can't do this throughout the game? You know what I'm saying? Why it's got to be like 41 seconds for you to be
Cowboys are currently at 9-4. Their remaining schedule is at the Giants, home against the Washington football team, home against the Cardinals, and on the road against the Eagles. And again, they currently sit at 9-4. So we will see how that shake out. Real quick, don't have to really dig into it because I want to get Sean Hard's bet that, and then we'll wrap. But you got the Pack 10-3, Bucks 10-3, Cards 10-3, and right up under them you have Cowboys, Rams at 9-4, and 49ers at 7-6. But I don't really think Niners create too much damage. Maybe not, but whatever. Packs, Bucks, Cards, all 10-3. Who gets that first round bye? I see. Who gets that first round bye?
The Buccaneers for sure. It depends on who has the lighter schedule between the Packers and the Buccaneers.
You know what? I'm gonna say Tom Brady. I'm gonna say Tom Brady and the Buccaneers just because he knows how to guide a team into the postseason. So just off that alone, I'm gonna just say the Bucs.
Packers remaining schedule. Ravens, which may not be too difficult depending on the Lamar situation and his injury. Ravens, Browns, Vikings, Lions.
Well, shit. I just heard 4 wins because the Lions ain't shit. The Browns, I mean, shake and bake. Y'all saw that shit Sunday.
Bucs remaining schedule. Saints, Panthers, Jets, Panthers. That sound like 4
I'm about to say, that sound like 4 to me too.
All right, Cardinals.
I'm going Buccaneers. I think that Green Bay will lose 2 of those last 4 games. Not the Lions, but maybe Minnesota or the Browns.
Cardinals remaining schedule. Lions, Colts, Cowboys, Seahawks.
It might be tough for them. Cowboys and Seahawks are gonna be some tough games.
And the Saints is an interdivisional game, so you
Man, the Saints ain't shit. They done. They done shit.
Yeah, they hurt.
They hurt. Yeah. They done. They cried.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Sean Hart is over. It's been a long time, but we back. We're gonna finish out the season strong all the way throughout the playoffs and the Super Bowl with our bet that.
Hey, man. Shine Hard Izzo's Bet That segment coming to you live, brought to you by Respect the Game Podcast, a great partnership in podcast indeed, giving you all of your great and vast podcast needs. Bet That with Shine Hard Izzo. You looking at, I got George Kittle having a huge day this upcoming Sunday. Sleeper pick, I got Donovan Peoples-Jones, wide receiver of the Cleveland Browns, actually having a decent day this upcoming Sunday. And then Brandon Cooks up against Coach Johnson's illustrious Jaguars. They cannot, let's just say it like this. They can't hold anybody. So look for Brandon Cooks. I don't give a fuck who's throwing him the ball.
Hey, bro, when I be doing my fantasy, because this past week I was doing my fantasy and I said Julio Jones was on IR. I was like, dang, who the Titans playing? I said they was playing the Jags. I was like, Julio. Like, they play the Jags? I'll take them.
Coach, yeah. But yeah, man. So look for Kittle, Peoples-Jones, and Brandon Cooks to have some pretty decent days in fantasy. You want to take the overs if the yardage is placed not too badly. So fantasy in regards to overall fantasy score, I'm not really looking for Peoples-Jones to have a big day as far as yardage, but it could be a big day as far as fantasy. He could get a touchdown looking for some red zone targets. Kittle could have a monster day. And then your sit-ems, I probably would sit Kyle Pitts this week if you're starting him in your fantasy league this week. I don't know if he's gonna have the biggest day. He may be productive, but it may be a drop off from what you've been accustomed to seeing these last 4 weeks. So, hey man, you bet that you might win you some cash in your pocket, but if you lose, you grown. Blame me.
Blame me. Nah, man. Shout out to that boy Dalvin Cook, man. That boy gave me a 40-piece this past week.
Man, shit pissed me the fuck off, boy.
Yeah, that boy Dalvin Cook, he showed up and showed out. He showed up and showed out. I'm coming for all y'all motherfuckers in the top 4 spots of fantasy. I will make the playoffs. And we'll talk about Darnell's flawed point system. But yeah, you know what? And this isn't no knock against Isaac, but what I hate is I have my greatest games against Isaac, and I'd be like, I really could have saved this game for somebody else because I think it's your cousin, don't it? Is it Dandy or Dandy? I beat him or either Beezers. I can't remember which one I beat, but some kind of way the tide is gonna turn for me these next 4 games. And I really hate. Well, I ain't gonna say I hate, but when you beat me one time when you was in jail, so that's and I was like, damn, I heard that nigga staying there another month.
Man, yo had been when you was out there too, bro. But I think it was the week where I had a lot going on. I couldn't figure my lineups out. And I had like 2 people that was in the lineup that didn't even play, and you fucking rolled me, bro. In jail. I was like, wow, this shit.
In jail. Go hard.
Look, he gambling. He in there gambling for soups to still be an ass on the outside.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. No, man. I feel like it's a question I had, man. Oh, so I don't know if y'all listen to the $1 million worth of game, but you know when Gilly be like, "Well, stories from the cell." You got any stories from the cell before we wrap? No, maybe.
Cool.
Not really. Hey, was you ever?
I'll tell to y'all when we're not recording. But...
Oh, okay. Offline. All right. So I'm gonna have to ask this on the podcast. Was you ever, when you was in jail, was you ever in danger of being called delicious?
Hell no.
You call a grown man delicious?
No, I made everybody call me mom. Nobody.
Oh, there's the other question I had. Do y'all say pause in jail?
I was the only nigga saying pause in jail. I was pausing the shit out of niggas too.
Oh man, yeah, that was one. I was like, do they say pause behind the wall? Oh, I'm curious. That's foreign minds want to know.
Like one nigga was like, "Cause I'm gonna get in this shit." I'm like, pause. Pause all of that right now.
Yeah, no, that's funny. I just had to ask you that. But nah, man, I love you. I love y'all, man. Glad to have our brother Sedacious back. Fortunately, he was not at full strength. But yeah, man, get at Coach Johnson at Quaz the Motor. Get at him about his Chiefs take. I know he would love to defend it on how he is not wrong yet. So yeah, reach out to our brother, even though he couldn't make it on the pod this week. But we love you, beautiful people. We're going to have you listening to this episode. We're going to take Christmas off, but we're going to give y'all a super spectacular episode to end the new year and help y'all get prepared for the year 2022. So thank y'all for listening. We do not take it for granted, and we will see you, beautiful people, next week. But hold on, don't go anywhere, fellas. This is This is breaking news. I forgot to share it with y'all, but I have to figure out how to do it and put it together. But we got approved out of all the gazillions of podcasts coming up in the world at a rapid rate. We got approved on Spotify for up and coming podcasts to be able to share our content visually and not just via audio. So Spotify is starting something new with different other podcasts. Obviously, the conglomerate podcasts, they for sure get the video and audio format and version, but it's not as prominent for up and coming podcasts such as ourselves to be able to have that opportunity, have that ability on Spotify. But if you
coming up,
we are coming up. If you are listening to this on YouTube, or you prefer to watch it visually, or you just like audio, you will have the option to do both on Spotify if you really don't consume the podcast via YouTube or Apple Podcasts. So coming soon, say probably year 2022, you could be able to get us visually and on audio through Spotify. So that's what you call growth, people. Brick by brick, day by day, episode by episode. Just starts with one episode, keep building from there.
Amen.
Love you, beautiful people. See you next week.